knows, but Huck like fell in love. You could even maybe say got addicted to hand warmers. And he's expressed it now in a couple of games. Like, it feels weird, man, that I don't have my hand warmers. So anyway, so I don't know if that's affecting us.
That's definitely something that can affect you. If you have a special way you want to play, I mean, no matter how funny
everyone
it is.
has their rituals, right?
I mean, look at Gumiho and having a towel on his hand when he plays. Everyone has things that they like. And if you can't have that, it affects your play for sure.
Let's introduce our players here in the south position as the Red Terran. Started off with a somewhat aggressive build and, well, had a nice little drop surprise for Huck in game one. It is Complexity Heart. And here in the north position as the Blue Protoss, he won 2-1 versus Sleep earlier today and looking to bring this back in his favor. It is E.G. Huck. And, you know, it's going to be a tough thing to do, winning 2 games from being behind one. That's a tall order.
It is a tall order, man. It's really, really tall. I'm thinking in this game we're going to see Huck actually do a 1-gate expand. You cannot do an aggressive build no matter what 2 games in a row and expect to get away with it, especially not on a map like this. It's such a long rush distance. There are cross positions. This is the MLG version of Metropolis, perhaps the most controversial map in the pool as the islands were removed, but the islands were never really used, so that's just something to think about, of course. But just wanted to note that there are no islands in this version.
Honestly, I didn't even realize it until you said anything because, like you said, like it's just kind of, they're not really utilized that much. So we've seen a few situations where it's turned into some crazy games in TVT. But yeah, you're right. They're not there. It's a split map situation, and it's kind of the way I like to see these maps play out. I mean, it's a very standard, straight-up macro game if it does end up going that way. So
yeah.
We do have the 1 gate into the Psy-Core here for Huck.
Yeah, the question is, will he take the second gas? If he does do the second gas, I'd like to see him just the Robo into Observer and then go for a Nexus a little bit quicker than we saw last game. I like the idea of being aggressive, but it's just sometimes it becomes too much. If your opponent 2-raxes and you get aggressive with Robotech, oftentimes things just go awry because your opponent has the drops out. You can't defend everything. So Heart doing a more Korean opening this game, skipping the gases, going straight for the command center, making it on the high ground though. I like this choice when you're up a game against Huck, who did do an aggressive build last game, to go for the safer style of doing things. I really do appreciate that.
And are we going to see low ground CC? No, inside the base, we got Marine chasing away this single probe. Had a very early pylon, proxy pylon come out from Huck. He just decided to go ahead and build out there versus inside his base.
Yeah, it's cool because, Huck.
Okay,
he's
so he is going to...
He's going to 4-gate, man. He saved a lot of energy on his Nexus. Huck does this from time to time. No, 3 gates only. He may make the 4th one in his main. He's chronoing the Warp Gate research still. Oh, man, Huck to go for a build like this when you're down a game. Okay, so now taking the second gas. So it's just going to be that 3-stalker pressure, but with 2 forward gateways. I don't actually like this because you can actually just do this from your main base. It's not like something that your opponent will likely scout, and if he does scout it, it's not like doing a Dark Shrine play or doing a 4-gate where it's like, oh god, I need to make 2 bunkers because if I hold this, I win no matter what. It's a pressure build, so hiding this is actually only going to hurt Huck, I feel like. I almost sensed some indecisiveness whether he was trying to decide if he wanted to do 3 or 4 gateways. See, this is not good. You're never going to really be able to do anything going up the ramp with 3 gates unless your opponent just flops on his defense. He's now making a Robo as well. This is really weird, Wheat.
And here we go. Gateway's opening up. He's bringing these units out to the front. There are really only a few Marines here. He is going to have this pylon ready. He brings a few more Stalkers in.
There's no bunker just yet, so this actually is going to do a lot more damage than probably even Huck expected. Nice micro on that Stalker. Well, it may go worse. No, he keeps it alive. He's actually doing a lot with this. With this next round of Warp-ins, he's going to be great. This is a big oversight by Heart not to make the bunker right away with a build like this. And he's paying for it dearly. This is such a weird build by Huck, but I think it just might win him the game.
Wow, great control. More SCVs coming out. In fact, a ton have been killed. 11. Yeah, he did have vision earlier on. There he finally snacks it. And he's got plenty of SCVs. He just needs to get one back on that bunker. He's continuing to bring these units back. Again, keeping these units alive. Retention is such a big deal here at this high level of StarCraft 2. And here we've got some Zealots warping in. And that means that, of course, there's going to be a little bit more meat.
He needs to
go
raise
in
the
here.
wall.
He needs to raise. I don't know why he hasn't yet. He's going to go ahead and just get the other depot. The SCVs are not there to repair. And he now does have a window into Heart's base.
Yeah, he does. More SCVs coming off. And I think Huck may have just sealed the deal here. He has too many units. With his next round of Stalkers, he should be able to take this. It's a game that was kind of on a razor-thin edge, but with no bunker, you win this game 90% of the time. Bunker does finish here, and this will force him back. But at this point, Huck can actually just go home if he wants to. It's now 26-6 worker count, killing the reactor. More Stalkers coming in. He could go home, like I said, but he won't. He will just end the game. Hart just not making the bunker, and Huck winning as a result. Yeah, in fact, he's going to snag that tech lab before Stim finishes, and that is going to be nail in the coffin. He's got full view of everything going on. And, you said it was risky. You know, should he be doing this down one game? But I really have to give Huck a lot of props for taking a risk like that. Yeah, take a big risk.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a big risk in that particular scenario, and it worked out good. Total Biscuit, what do you think?
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that I'm not even sure if my mic's on. There
You're on now.
Excellent. I'm kind of surprised that Huck can move so much with balls that big. That was some seriously gutsy stuff to be down one game and to pull that off regardless. And it was incredibly well executed. You hear the top 3 control joke all the time, but even there it was so obvious to see. Saving that one Stalker on 2 HP, incredibly efficient engagement. Great decision to even just go after the add-ons, even though he pretty much had the game won at that point. Cripple the production, make sure there's no possibility of a comeback.
Yeah.
Get nice and aggressive, and it worked.
He was very thorough. You know, the weird thing about it is Hart didn't make the bunker, and basically, normally you make the command center on the low ground, and you make a bunker no matter what. In this case, he was like, well, since I made my command center on the high ground, I'll cut the bunker, because he's probably not going to be aggressive on me a second game in a row. It was a weird, aggressive build from him. And, I mean, the bunker not being built was the reason why Huck won this game. But you know what? If Huck had not, I mean, if the bunker had not gone like that, I mean, if the bunker had gone up and he moved up, he still had the opportunity to make a Nexus, but his production facility is in a weird place.
Right.
The Robo was actually for an observer for a follow-up to attack the depots, so that's something that we almost could have seen. The game was just so weird. But again, you're right, Total Biscuit. His control, his thoroughness was just absolutely what won it for him.
Worked in his favor. Now the third map's going to be Antigua Shipyard, and it looks like we are already counting down. This is a very big game for both of these players. I mean, keep in mind, Huck's been looking for an opportunity. He's always had some success at MLG, but he's looking for another opportunity to claw his way to the top and really show people why he's, you know, one of the top foreign Protosses.